Happy Sunday. Oh, my God. Guaranteed technical problems. It helps if you in front of your mouth. That much I should know. How are you?
No.
What's going on there? More technical problems.
Let me show you.
Oh, no, stop. I thought this was going to be good to go. So I'm excited. And Dano, first thing, I was setting this up about 45 minutes ago, and I pulled the trigger, and you were the first comment. I don't see it anymore, so you might have deleted your comment, but oh my gosh, you got to explain sometime, because I know you're in the UK, what you're doing that this video alert comes up, and I'm honored that you're hanging out. I first, ready, drum roll please, have to say we have a new moderator joining us. So for those that have been around for a bit, you know Addie, formerly homeless, and Derek, currently homeless, the best moderators on it. I will argue this. I will win because they are. And now Lucy Bell has joined the team, and they have been practicing asking questions. So trolls, we are ready for you. We are. I think there was like somebody earlier on making all this money from YouTube and comments. And then some other people asked, hey, where's all the money going? Right. So just let's deal with it right up front. There's this automatic negativity, right? If you are a CEO, and you come in to, let's say, Kmart or Sears, true stories, you rape the pension plan, thousands of people lose their job, and you get a $30-40 million bonus, that's okay, right? That's fine. But oh my gosh, if you work in the nonprofit sector and you are receiving a livable wage, getting paid your value. Oh, that's so wrong. Oh my gosh. Because we have this hatred for nonprofits. And if we're going to ever change the world, if we're ever going to make the world a better place, we've got to change that paradigm, especially for young adults. So what I mean is, and this is something Robert Edgar, a nonprofit leader who I adore, says, he says, we give young adults a choice. .com, make money, or .org, do good. .com, make money, or .org, do good. Why can't it be both? Why can't somebody do good? I mean, the idea of only poor people can help poor people, oh my gosh, it's crazy. So first off, yeah, we have 800,000 subscribers. We reach, I think, 130 million views. There's not ads on the videos, right? There's ads on this video because it's me, and this video might make $20, right? It might make $20. The videos of homeless people, the interview videos, don't even have ads on them. And you all bitch at me, all this money you're making. So to be honest, for those of you that are sincerely asking, and I am saying this as somebody who has worked 12 years without income, and why? Why? Because I believe in this work. So money's donated go to create educational content. We right now have 38 writers, 17 write full time, 6 of them are homeless, 5 of them are formerly homeless. We post daily news on Apple News. If you're an iPhone user, go to your news app, look up Invisible People, look up homelessness. We're there. If you're an Android user, go to your Google News app. We post original news every day. Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, we don't every day, but every weekday we post original news. I know, shocker, we do more than this YouTube channel. I didn't mean to start off like this, but there was a couple of comments and the moderators were asking questions. The reason there is a donation in this chat, I'm not asking for money. YouTube has this feature called Super Chat, and YouTube takes 30%. So if you give $1, 30 cents goes to YouTube. That's how they make money. Big creators, they use this feature. It works great for them. I cannot stop you from doing Super Chat. And when we do live chats, people start donating money via Super Chat, and a big percentage goes to YouTube. So what I have done is YouTube has created this for nonprofits like Invisible People, is this fundraising link is 100% pass-through. So if you give $20 to Invisible People through the platform, and I'm not asking you to. I mean, Auntie D starts off almost every chat with a $2 donation. Sometimes I think she's given a little more, but I mean, it means so much. I mean, that $2 almost always she starts off the evening. It's her donation to Invisible People. That $2 goes to our programming. So again, we do daily news, we do mini documentaries that are very powerful. We reach millions and millions of people. This week, probably Thursday, I'm pushing for Wednesday, but this week we are launching research on what America thinks about homelessness. Why that is so important? I mean, it's been taking us all year. It's actually taken me 10 years to do this. Why? Because there wasn't the funding. It's really important because it will help policymakers better message so that we can help end homelessness. So everything we do is education-based. We are the only education-based nonprofit in North America working to end homelessness. We have a large advocacy platform. We do lots of stuff. Now, we do this afternoon. Oh gosh, I didn't put a link in the group. They're going to hate me. So we run, I don't talk about this a lot as part of our programs because it's not really me. We started it, but it's really more, I'm a big hippie. I'm an old hippie, and I believe in this community stuff. So I don't like to say the WAVE support group is me and Invisible People because it's not. It's all of us. It's a peer support group, which I forgot to put the link out. And I'm going to do that right now. So we don't share a lot on social media because this is just for us. Live. I had a whole different intro planned. I did. I had a whole different intro plan, but things change, and it's good to be flexible. So this week, Thursday, probably one of the biggest things we have done is launching research on what America thinks about homelessness and what America believes about homelessness. In fact, what we did is we surveyed 16 cities in America, 2,500 people. We compared cities with large street homelessness, meaning that there's a lot of people on the street that are visible, to cities that don't have a lot of street homelessness. And the theory was that seeing those tent camps, seeing chronic homeless people. If you don't know what chronic homeless people, I mean, there's an official definition, but that stereotypical homeless person with the cardboard sign and, that's a chronic homeless person. And it's that image that shapes our views. So we're launching research to help. And it's your donations that make it happen. I'm still unpaid. That's going to change in 2021. In 2020, it would have changed except for COVID. In 2021, we're going to actually hire Mark Horvath and hopefully one other employee, which is going to be amazing. I mean, we have a bunch of contract workers. There's no way I could do this all by myself. And we have a bunch of volunteers like Addie and Lucy and Derek. Oh my gosh, we have Addie, Lucy, and Derek as our moderators. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. So I'm going to get to some of the questions and different things you wanted to talk about. But did you guys happen to see the photo I posted in the community? And I'm going to put it in the chat here. So check out this photo. So I was walking today and I came up on a tent and there was a children's toy. Now, the first thing I did was ask the people in the tent, and there was nobody in the tent. I checked to see if there was, kids actually there. This is not the first time I have come up on tents with toys outside. In fact, one of my most iconic photos we use a lot. It has, like one of them toy basketball things and another toy car, and it's heartbreaking. Then this week, I was on the phone with an executive, high-end executive here in Los Angeles, in the homeless services sector, an organization I won't name, but they're actually one of my favorite. Did we talk about the Oculus? Oh my gosh, our movie came out. I will talk about that. So much good stuff. We're ending 2020 on the good, but this is important. And this is what I meant to start off with. Not that, it always gets, when you run a nonprofit, you get this, where's the money going? Where's the money going? Where's the money going? And I get it. Some people are legitimately want to know. They're thinking about donating. And then there's some people that just want to complain. And it's hard to tell between the two. So we started off with that. And that wasn't what I wanted to start off with. I wanted to start off with this. So again, photo in the chat room. I'm coming up on this tent. There's a child's toy outside. I'm on the phone this week with an executive here in Homeless Services running a family program. And they were talking about how families, children were living in tents. And it's growing. And it's growing. Families in tents. and it's growing. And it's growing. And then read this. This is by The Guardian. There is 12 million families, households that haven't paid rent. And the Republicans, I'm just going to say it, have stalled on pandemic relief. The actual pandemic unemployment ran out July 31st. They've been stalling since. This next bit of unemployment runs out right before Christmas. There's been no stimulus since then. The Democrats passed relief in May. Okay, 12 million renters are at risk of being evicted. 12 million. Right now, our government says there's 600,000 homeless people. The Department of Education says there's 1.5 million homeless children. There's a discrepancy. Our government is so messed up, they can't even agree on what homelessness is. That's a whole different rant. Are you guys still following me? So, toys outside of tents, growing. Children inside of tents, growing. 12 million people at risk. But our government is, I would put insert curse word right there. Our government is, okay, you know where to insert the curse word? Right there. Our government is, right now, we can't handle the homelessness we have. We can't. And there's 12 million new homeless people coming. And there's more families with kids going to be living in the tents. So this week, I ran into a father and a child living in a tent. I was actually talking to some homeless people that recognized me from 6 years ago. They're now in housing. Well, I mean, the one was a formerly homeless person. We're talking, then I see this father cooking for his son over in a tent. I didn't really think they were going to talk to me. I didn't know if they spoke English or not, but I saw this father living in a tent with his son. I went over to talk to them. They agreed to do an interview. And as soon as the interview was over, I gave him some money. One of the things that the father had asked for as a wish was gas canisters so that they could continue to cook. I went walking away. Roger, the son, comes up and says, "Hey, mister, you know, you helped father with his wish." Blew me away. Blew me away. You know what I went and did? I went and contacted homeless services. I mean, immediately, urgently, because of invisible people, because you guys have supported our work. We have grown in influence. And I am very privileged because many leaders in the homeless sector respect me. Some hate me because I have this big voice, you guys, right? And I got attention because it's a kid in a tent. Just so you know, there's another, you remember Dawn, her husband's dying in a tent? I've been aggressively trying to get them help and I can't get them help. But kids in tents, the system kicks in overdrive. The system went the very next day and they found Adrian and Roger and they got them out of the tent, no longer homeless. So again, homelessness is growing. Children homelessness living in tents is growing. I post a video. contact local homeless services. They come and get the family out of the tent, put them in a hotel, path to housing, which is not easy because single fathers, there's a lot of support for moms and families, and they still separate them sometimes. There's not a lot of support for single fathers, but they jump through hoops because that no kid should be in a tent. Nobody should be in a tent if they don't want to be, right? People go camping. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about people who have no choice but to live in a tent on the sidewalk or in some park. So you following me? You still with me? I'm going to rewind a little bit, bring it up. Look at this photo. Did I share the photo? Look at this photo. I see Amber in the chat. I was walking back from Amber's when I saw this photo. I'm going to put it again. With toy right outside. I saw it today. From executives that family homelessness is increasing. More families are in a tent. I actually did a video and posted a video of a father and son in a tent. I went and got them help. The next day, they weren't even, after that video, they weren't on the streets for 12 hours. Homeless services kicked in and got them help. Guess what happened? You guys got mad at me. You got mad at me because I wouldn't post their contact information. Did you read the racist comments? Because Adrian, English was his second language. He was Hispanic. So he speaks Spanish as a first language. He was from South or Central America. And the comments went off. And you want me to put their contact information in so that you can give them $5 or a sandwich or send them a blanket? You're mad at me. So many people got mad at me because I wouldn't direct connect. So here's the thing. And I mean this with all of my heart. If you look at the comments on Adrian's and Roger's video, people were really upset with me because I wouldn't post their. Well, you know what? My priority was to get them help. It worked. I don't have their contact information. They're in a hotel with homeless service providers, and homeless service providers are not going to give me their contact information for security reasons, even though they know I'm a good guy. And I'm sure many of you are good people, but there are bad people on the internet. And subjecting this single father to abuse, and there was a huge amount of racist comments. And then people are saying, why won't you allow us to help them? Go help them. How do you help them? We got to help end homelessness. I know, I get it. You want to donate because it makes you feel good. And there's nothing wrong with feeling good. There is absolutely nothing wrong with feeling good. I give out socks. It is something that is a need. Not a lot of people feed. I give out socks. I took a homeless family to lunch today. The mom, I think, is in the chat. It made me feel good. I think it made them feel good. They're still homeless. They're still homeless. I bought them food. They're still homeless. There is 1,000 videos on invisible people. 1,000 videos. If I provided a fundraiser for each one of those people, they would still be homeless. You guys got mad at me because I helped a father and son get out of homelessness, and I want to protect. I don't even have their contact information. My God, people. And then complaining at me that and again, if you want to help, that's great. So the point of invisible people is for the viewer to watch a video like Adrian and Roger and go, oh my gosh, there's children living in tents. We have to do something. So then, we have on our website, Get Involved, a very robust advocacy software platform to make it easy for you to look up your legislators and contact them. Maybe you know your legislators. Maybe you tweet at them already. That is how you help Adrian and Roger. Look at this photo. I'm going to post it again. There are kids living in tents all over America, and it's going to grow. There are 12 million people at risk of becoming homeless. We are going to, not maybe, it is going to happen. We are going to see an additional several million people end up on the streets because of Republicans' failed ability to pass pandemic relief. Millions of more people will end up on the streets. Do you think the solution is a sandwich? Charity has never solved a social crisis. When you see an invisible people video, it is awesome that you are moved to help. That is the point of it. There are 1,000 videos on invisible people. Probably 950 of them are homeless people. The point of that, let's say GoFundMe actually ended homelessness, right? That would only help 950 people. Here's the thing. This year, every year, Derek, we did a GoFundMe for Derek. Every year, we have raised probably $80,000 to $100,000 directly to a homeless person, directly to them. I don't see it. I won't set up a fundraiser where I'm the middleman or somebody else is getting the money. It has to go directly to the homeless person. We have helped homeless people raise every year $80,000 to $100,000. Not one of them got out of homelessness. So here's the thing: you buy a homeless person a sandwich. It helps because they're hungry, but the next day they need another sandwich. And the next day they need another sandwich. And the next day they need another sandwich. So if you give them $20, and it's great, makes you feel good, they are going to go buy a sandwich or something that they need. Maybe it's cigarettes, maybe it's booze. Who cares? It's charity. Charity isn't bad, but charity never solved the social crisis. And it just drives me insane. And I'm sorry that I'm getting upset, but it drives me insane that invisible people helped Adrian and Roger get out of homelessness, and you're all mad at me because I won't give you their email or their phone number. I want to make this clear. I mean, Lawson did the heavy lifting. All I did was find them because I'm out walking around and I contacted. Now, yes, Lawson realized invisible people, reaches a lot of people. They get a lot of views. I'm sure they thought about that. If it was one of you calling, and you didn't have a huge following, they may or may not have paid that much attention. I'm sure the video on this channel helped them expedite getting them off, because children in a tent politically is bad news. But the point is, this family got out of homelessness in less than 12 hours from their video posting, and you're all mad at me because I want to protect them. I don't want racist people contacting them. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. So here's the thing, right? When you see an Invisible People video and you want to donate, and that is amazing. Invisible People, we are a nonprofit. It's not just me. There's a board of directors, there's contract staff, and hopefully we'll have real staff. If we are the only nonprofit that I am aware of, there might be others, that will tell you to donate locally. Most nonprofits will say, give to us. I don't say that. I don't even ask for money in the chat here. The only reason the fundraiser is here is because you guys are going to give to YouTube, and we don't want it's. YouTube makes enough money, right? And I can't stop you from doing the super chat, so I hook up a fundraiser, and I'm grateful. The money that you guys are giving on Sunday nights has significantly helped us to be able to do like the research we're launching this week. There are 12 million people. I mean, just think about this for a second. Please stop reading the chats. Stop whatever you're doing and think about 12 million people ending up homeless. 12 million people. Even if 12 million is like this crazy high number, and it is, 6 million is very possible. We have 1 million to 3 million currently on the streets. Can you imagine what another 6 million people will do on the streets? And many of them, the kids, why there are kids, why their photo, I'm going to send it again. Why there's toys outside of tents because there's kids inside of tents is because it's growing. And donating to Roger and Adrian is commendable, but we got to end their homelessness. We've got to end the homelessness for everybody. Invisible People is the only nonprofit that I know of that will tell you to get involved locally. Yes, we do good work. Yes, we need funding. Yes, the more funding we have, the more impact we can have in helping to end homelessness. But homelessness, the battle is on the local lines. It's hyper local. It's in your community. So I want to end homelessness so bad, and I'm authentic and real. I tell you to find a local homeless services in your community. Because see, here's the thing. There are 1 point right now. There are 1.5, according to the Department of Education. Right now, there are 1.5 million homeless children. 1.5 million homeless children. So you want to send some money to Roger. It's to be commendable. Charity is commendable. I'm not trying to put anyone down for having a heart and wanting to take action. What I'm suggesting is this energy, this compassion that you have, that we have when you see an Invisible People video. We need to take that compassion, that energy, and guide it to where it ends homelessness. Because if we don't start ending homelessness, if we don't start preventing evictions, it's going to be so bad. Can you imagine? I mean, 12 million people are at risk. I mean, they're not going to pass the Congress. I bet you Congress is going to go on break, Christmas break, without passing the pandemic relief. The second round of unemployment, people will lose their jobs. I'm going to get emotional. I can't even think about 12 million, 6 million, 3 million, another million. Even if it's just a one more million, we can't handle the million that we have now. So we have to change our thinking from doing charity, and we've been programmed, and Christians, like, I'm a Christian, we like to feed people. Hey, let's cook out some set free hot dogs, let's give out some clothes, let's get everybody in church on Sunday. It's what we do. We love to cook, we love to feed people. Hey, we did this mission trip, we went and fed everybody. Woohoo, we're helping the poor. They're still poor next week, and they're still poor after there, and we're going to continue feeding them. Come on, people. We have to prevent and end homelessness. We have to. You cannot provide enough sandwiches. You cannot provide enough blankets. You cannot provide enough charity for the homelessness we're going to see. The big complaint, I mean, Adrian and Roger got help. With less than 12 hours after the video posted, they're no longer homeless. They're being taken care of on a path to housing. And you guys are on me that I am stopping you, the viewer, the people complaining, from helping. I know you wanted to help them, but I don't have their contact information. The homeless, the same reason I am not going to post their contact information if I had it, the same reason the homeless services doesn't tell me what hotel they're in and what their phone number is because they want to protect them. And I want to protect them too. If I had their information. And you know what? There's people I asked. I'm going to post a video next Monday, probably. It's a woman who had COVID. She was positive in a shelter, and she tells a horror story, and she's back outside in a tent. It broke my heart. I asked her. I said, can we do a GoFundMe? She did not want to. Some people don't want it. And even if they did, it's not going to end homelessness. I cannot. I feel like I'm. Do you understand the irony that Adrian and Roger were helped in less than 12 hours because of an Invisible People video, and you guys, not you guys, there's some. Most of you are wonderful, right? There's just this group that just came at me nonstop saying, how could you stop us from helping them? I'm not stopping you from helping homeless people. In fact, the point of this work is please go help homeless people. Please. If you don't help homeless people, we're not going to end homelessness. If you're just going to give sandwiches, homelessness is going to grow. If you think we're going to solve homelessness by GoFundMe, by posting a video, doing a GoFundMe, I can tell you, again, we have raised probably $100,000 every single year on GoFundMe. They average about 10,000. Somebody gets 10,000. But here's the thing. So the video gets posted. Within a few days, it raises about 2,000. Often they'll pay bills. They'll go into a hotel. They'll buy a phone. I know people that have bought bicycles. They do something to better their life, right? And then the GoFundMe trickles down to like 25 a week or 100 a month. And that's not enough to pay rent. It's not enough to pay for food. I mean, and then in a year, they might make 10,000 and it doesn't end their homelessness. But if you take the money that you want to give to a GoFundMe and you donate it to a local nonprofit that's working to end homelessness, woohoo, there's impact. If you, that energy that you want to give, which is good. Take that energy and start screaming at your politicians so that, I mean, point blank honest, 12 million people are at risk. The next unemployment runs out before Christmas. 12 million people have not been paying their rent because they don't have a job. They are going to end up homeless. Not all of them, 10 million, 6 million, I don't know. It's going to be in the millions. Millions of people are going to end up homeless. Millions. It's happening, people. Millions of people are ending up homelessness, are going to end up homeless. We have to change our thinking because you're going to need millions of sandwiches every single day. You're going to need millions of GoFundMes that aren't going to do a damn thing to help end homelessness. Which is it? Do we give them sandwiches every day, create GoFundMe accounts for everything? Or do we work to help end homelessness? I'll stop. I think you got the point. I probably ranted too much. I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I'm sorry. But in all reality, I mean, we helped a homeless family, a father and son, within 12 hours, and y'all pissed off at me. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Except when we look at how society has been conditioned and programmed and trained that charity and faith-based organizations, they've raised money, they've trained us on how we need to feed people. I mean, this time of year, rescue missions are filling your Facebook profiles and your mailboxes with $1.98, and they show helpless homeless people. Oh, looking hungry, I need food, and I can't believe I just did that. But they use these needs-based images to break your heart, so you give $1.98 to feed food. In this time of year, especially, they know they're going to make all kinds of money because you all want to feed people. We need to change this feed people, change to house people. We need to change this feed people mentality to prevent evictions. Yeah, it doesn't feel as good when you prevent an eviction. For you, yes, it feels good giving a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? As long as there's milk. Hey, I gotta tell you, so there's always these ministries. Me and Rita, I interviewed Rita this week, and I gave an update. And Rita, when she was talking about the PB&J, and there's all these ministries that go out and do peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but they don't give water. They don't give. So, have you ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and never had anything to drink? I was in Boston, right? I was in Boston, and everybody, I wish I had one. I'm going to start having props. And everybody downtown, everybody homeless, they're all carrying instant packets of instant oatmeals. I mean, it was enough for me to like question, I mean, why does everybody have these instant packet of oatmeals? So I asked somebody, and yeah, a church group came through and they had boxes of instant oatmeal, and they gave it to hundreds of homeless people. They didn't give them water. They didn't give them a cup. They didn't give them a microwave to heat it. They didn't give them a spoon to eat it. They just gave them packets of instant oatmeals, hundreds of them. Come on, people. But that's the charity mentality. That church group, well-meaning, left thinking, oh, we helped all these homeless people. And most of the homeless people just probably threw it away because they are hungry and they would like to eat it. But how do you eat instant oatmeal without a cup, a microwave, and a spoon or water? How? You can't. You just can't. Okay. What's been happening? How'd you like that? That was like a 45-minute rant. I meant to start off with that rant. So, how y'all doing in the chat? Let me catch my breath. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna address somebody's question because it's kind of fitting. So, yeah, Oxbow asked, ever thought about introducing meditation and different breathing techniques to the homeless? Um, so when I was in one of my first homeless shelters, they used to force us to do yoga. And, I have friends that do meditation and they do breathing and they swear by it and it works for them. I'm just not that person. I'm not. I am not. But I'm probably going to burst an aneurysm here. So let me calm down. Let me get zen. Zen. What's happening, folks? How's your Sunday? You mad at me? Mad at me for being honest like that? Hey, Amanda, thank you. Erica, thank you. Judy, thank you. Goldman, love you too. Thank you, Jill. Dexter, thank you. And I really want to, people have good intentions. They've been programmed, charity, charity, charity. And I get they see an invisible people and they want to give. That's to be commendable, but we have to be smart about what we're doing. We can no longer just feed people and provide charity. We need to end homelessness. And that is the point of invisible people. There's 950 videos. There's 12 million people at risk of being homeless. What are we going to focus on? Helping that one person in that video? How you help them is by ending homelessness and preventing homelessness. Just focusing on that one person isn't going to have a lot of impact. But if you contact your legislators and if there is 130 million views, next year, we're going to have 250 million views. If that amount of people started putting pressure on Washington, D.C., putting pressure on your state capitals, we could have significant impact in ending homelessness. If that amount of people just gives to a GoFundMe for one individual, they still end up homeless. They still remain homeless. How, maybe I'm explaining it wrong. I get that, people have been conditioned for years and years. Maybe there's a better way I can say it. I'm going to do a produce video on this. It's just, I found myself this week, fighting these comments where people are literally upset with me. And I quote, they said, how dare you stop us from helping these people? I'm not stopping you from helping homeless people. Please open the door to your apartment, open the door to your car, go help people. Type in homeless in Google. Google is location specific, and home local homeless services will come up. Give them a call and see how they can help. Help people. That's the point of this work, and I am not stopping you. Thank you, Brenda. Melka, thank you, thank you, thank you. PJ. I don't think so, Melka. It's the world of YouTube. World YouTube. And you know what? We've created this community here. You guys are family. We hang out on Sunday nights. Except for the homeless support group, I really don't promote this at all. It's just us. It's amazing what we've done together. I mean, majority of invisible people comments, even on Facebook, is, you know, you get some nasty stuff. We get some trolls in the chat. Um, by the way, Lucy, oh no, no, no. I was charging my phone and didn't have, look, the computer almost shut off. So Lucy, Derek, and Addie, how were the moderating while I was going off? And Dino, I was thinking about you earlier. I mean, not that you know you're first commenting, but when I moved back to LA, and everybody, I was thinking maybe we do like 11 o'clock on Sundays because 5 o'clock is too busy, too in the middle of the day. And then when I thought of that, I said, "Oh my gosh, Dano would probably love that." Natasha, I don't disagree. Brenda, thank you. And thank you. It's your first time. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, PJ, housing first is amazing. Housing first, uh, in theory, is great. It's not implemented right. Walter's here. Walter, I was screaming about Republicans earlier. Where were you? Oh my gosh. The moderators, now that I'm going to get Walter fired up. Hey, Sawar, good to see you. By the way, it looks like you've been coming every week. Yeah, I literally, and I'm going to share the link again. This is one of many um, that there's 12 million right now people that have not paid their rent, and not it's not like they miss rent for a month. It's bad. No, Sunshine Girl. I was thinking today, if I had the money and time, I would like to do a feature doc again. Hey, I eat food. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, SB, where do you work in Philly? Mike, you're spot on. And that's another thing. I mean, we've got to give people a living wage, or we got to do the universal basic income. So Ms. Anonymous, I don't know if Elon gives. Bezos has been giving to homeless families. I think I forget how much, but it's still. I mean, they've made so much money because of the pandemic. Addie's here someplace, Nancy. So minus, is that minus? Is that Rita minus? Rita, you always get me confused with your minus, minus, minus. So here's the thing, right? Enron. Look at Congress. Bernie Madoff. There's some bad things, bad people, right? Um, most nonprofits are doing the best they can. Yes, there's some funky nonprofits. Most are doing the best they can. And this belief that all nonprofits are bad, let's take, so the homeless system is broken. There's a ton of bureaucracy that roadblocks people from getting the help. Has to be fixed. But could you imagine? So here in Lhasa housed 22,000 people last year. 22,000 people. Could you imagine if they didn't exist? That's 22,000 people. Adrian and Roger would still be in the tent. So we got to think of this, yeah, I don't trust nonprofits. Well, do you trust Congress? Do you trust, we at some point, we've got to change this thinking again. I mean, there's so many, we've got to make the world a better place. I started off with the .com and .org. We've got to make the world a better place. So we've got to figure out a way of reducing bureaucracy and empowering nonprofits and fueling them. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Invisible people for years didn't really create any revenue. I mean, it was small time. And I couldn't do anything because it takes money to make money. Then a wonderful woman who used to hate me, we worked in a shelter together, and she, oh my gosh, she gave us $50,000. So for the first time, I had money to make change. And I invested it back into invisible people. And that's where we started journalism. That's when we started all this other stuff that we're doing because we had money to make change. So nonprofits need money to be able to help people. That's not a bad thing. It's not. Uh-oh, I got him going. Sorry, moderators. Walter's going. Hey, Walter, I'm headed back to Venice tomorrow. Hey, Lady T, good to see you. Mitch McConnell doesn't care about you. He doesn't care that you don't like him. He doesn't care about anything except himself. And there has to be some kind of money or something, or who knows. Addie, didn't I just send you some money? I think I did. I mean, you didn't even ask for it because I'm good like that. I agree, Mike. I agree. Thank you, Romeo. Okay, folks, we're rounding down to the end. Did you have fun? Oh my gosh, I don't know if she's watching. My Sunday texter. There's a wonderful woman that texts me every Sunday to see if we're going. She didn't text me today. Hey Ryan, we'll talk about the looming. So, which reminds me, if you haven't noticed, I stop and change and go chase squirrels a lot. Thank you, Anonymous. How's that invisible ink? That invisible ink isn't working too well for you because I can see it. Ah! So next Sunday, I believe I am flying. So I do not believe there will be a chat next week. Wait, wait, let me see. I think I'm back home. Maybe I'm back up. Yeah, hey, I'll be back home. We'll be able to do next week. Maybe I'll. So there I ran across a homeless mom living in a shelter that I might live stream with her because it's Baltimore and I can't go interview her. Amy, that's what's scary. 12 more million people out here. Okay, folks, it's been an hour. Thank you for listening to my rant. I had to get it out. I mean, it really, Adrian and Roger got helped within 12 hours because of an Invisible People video. And people are mad at me. Thank you, Sunshine Girl. I started saying this before Thanksgiving. Big reason, there was two reasons I came out to Los Angeles. One was somebody invited me to do a project and it never happened. That's life. Blessed are the flexible. The other was it's my first Thanksgiving without my mom, and I didn't want to be home alone. We made it through Thanksgiving. We did a stream. We'll look into doing a stream on Christmas. We'd probably do Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. That's if you guys want it. I haven't looked at the current COVID death toll. But this year, because of how COVID has destroyed so many families, both with people dying and the economy, this is going to be a really bad Christmas for a lot of people. I tweeted about this earlier, and a friend of mine actually said, DM me your phone number. I'm making a list. I'm going to call people on Christmas. And that's what we have to do. We have to create community like we do here every Sunday night. So as we get closer to the holidays, reach out to people around you. And if you're lonely, I know it's hard. It's so hard as humans to reach up and say we're hurting. I get it. I get it. I get it. But this holiday season, we've got to be extra special, connected, and loving. I didn't share about the VR for good. Oh gosh, so we'll do it next. Man, it's so awesome. So VR for good. Here's our VR movie. We did a VR movie. It's a free download. If you own an Oculus Quest, you can download it on the Oculus app. It's amazing. COVID really killed it because we would have won Tribeca. But it's live on the Oculus app, and it's anti-criminalization. It's interesting in the reviews. People are hating it. I mean, some people love it, but there are people that see it as a slam against police. Well, police are slamming homeless people, so. And Lucy, let's hear it for Lucy's first night, full night as moderator. And she had great help with Addie and Derek, the Invisible People moderator team. I know Charlie and Cosme come in and out from time to time, but I am so proud and happy of Lucy, Addie, and Derek. So, folks, until next Sunday, you guys stay safe. please pay attention to your family, friends, coworkers, and even people in the line in front of you at the grocery store. Bliss is in the house. Oh my gosh. I'm signing off and I just noticed Bliss is in the house. Woo. Anyways, everybody, you guys have a marvelous week. Thank you for spending an hour with me. It is just amazing that you guys will listen to me rant. And tonight was a rant. Bye.